Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, when sleazy salesmen and cloud apps collide. Woe is me and the SSD. You made it worse. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. When sleazy salesmen and cloud apps collide. Cast your eyes back a few or more years back to the time that cloud apps were the shiny new hotness. If you didn't have them, your company was a relic of the Stone Age and could no longer sit at the cool kids table. LOL, some people actually believed that Dribble, including our chief sales officer, CSO. He'd seen an advert on the back of an in-flight magazine for this cloud app and instantly knew this was our ticket into the new age of business, exploding sales, stonks memes, and fat bonuses. And so he did what any reasonable person would do. Have a chat with the head of IT, me, about this awesome new application. LOL, wishful thinking. But he did organize a demo of the software with the C-suite and senior management team. At least that's something, right? Sometime later, we trundle into a conference room with our sleazy sales guy and our cloud app's sleazy sales guy for this demo. Through the demo, the ops manager leans over and whispers, "This looks like MS Excel." I nodded, not wishing to miss the good stuff. After the demo, nobody is especially impressed, except for our CSO. We just saw a half-developed online spreadsheet with some fancy graphics. But we're not finished yet. It's the CSO's turn to sell it, and we spend the next half hour being entertained by all the business applications he's got lined up for it. It's going to create a collaborative workforce, it's going to foster information sharing, it's going to enforce single source of truth, it's going to streamline business processes, it's going to be available anytime and anywhere, their support team can remotely help, and it's going to replace MS Excel. That's when the mic dropped. See, none of the department heads really cared until it impacted them directly. They all use Excel extensively, and what they heard was we were going to take it away and replace it with something shittier. Can we import our Excel files? Can we link sheets? Can we filter XYZ? Can we, and so on? And the answer was nearly always no, but that feature is on our roadmap. Until this point, I had been quiet. I'm a grizzled old IT manager. I've been through this and seen how it plays out, and it was my turn to put the final nail in the coffin. So if this is cloud-based, where is it hosted? Singapore, the cloud sales guy replied. CSO, you do realize that a majority of the data you're proposing to host is controlled under license that doesn't allow for third-party access, and especially exporting from our country. It's a rhetorical question, of course. The discussion is over, and I'm closing my notebook and getting ready to leave. I've wasted enough time on this. CEO starts to thank everybody for their time. We're not going to buy the software. We've already bought the software. This is the project kickoff meeting. Mic drop. To be fair, my stunned goldfish expression is simply because the grizzled IT manager who's seen it all has in fact not seen it all. Cutting to the chase, our company of 200 factory workers and 70 engineers/office workers/etc. now had a subscription to 500 seats of this spreadsheet software. Why 500? That's the minimum commitment. Apparently. The annual cost of this license was about the same as buying Office Pro for every employee, 3 times over. Every year. And because it was a professional service, not software, the purchase wasn't flagged for IT review. Where did this money come from though? It was reallocated from a HR software project that we were going to commence in a few months' time, a headcount reduction, because improved efficiency, with the remaining supposed to come from canceling various MS software maintenance contracts that we obviously didn't need anymore. Hint, Office was a perpetual license without any SA. I'm still goldfishing. Finance manager is having a heart attack, HR manager is having conniptions, and the CEO is looking like an axe murderer. But, as it turns out, we had the software. None of the managers wanted anything to do with it. They were still very attached to Excel and weren't going to volunteer to give it up. It was the HR manager who was voluntold after all, her software project was now off the cards. But never fear, our cloud spreadsheet friend has personally guaranteed that his software will do the job. All we needed to do was engage his recommended third-party delivery consultant, and they would spec up and quote for the design and implementation work. And that was our third drop of the afternoon. So how did this all pan out? Firstly, the CSO didn't get fired, but his name was mud for a few months. He did get fired later for something more egregious though. The headcount reduction came from the CSO's open positions, but after complaining bitterly, that burden was transferred to ops and the CSO went on a hiring spree. The consulting bill came in at about 5 times the original budget we had for the HR software project. It didn't work, and they went back to using MS Excel. Despite the finance manager's best effort, they couldn't fully reconcile, cover up, the financials and process loopholes and ended up getting a stink eye on their yearly audit. The budget cuts were eventually eaten by IT, of course. I did cancel the sales team's laptop refresh plan that year. I also made sure that the laptops I refreshed that year for other people were awesome. I'm pleased to report that it caused a whole bunch of jealousy drama. Petty and vindictive, I know. The subscription contract was for 2 years, and despite our commercial manager's best effort, we paid a second year. Ugh. Reliving that has given me heartburn. Enjoy. Woe is me and the SSD. User, my computer doesn't work. I'm startled away from my morning ritual of coffee and TFTS productive research by a user propping open my door. Me, okay, what error messages does it give you? User, it's black screen with loads of writing on it. Ook, helpful. So I pop down to the user's office and investigate the issue firsthand. No bootable medium found. Press F1 to reboot. Feck. I unplug the monitor and cabling and haul this poor old laptop back to the office to reseat the M.2 drive. I pull it open, clean the cat hair, and take the M.2 drive out. I rub the contacts with our fiberglass pen, and with the contacts with some isopropyl, and insert/remove it a few times from the M.2 socket. It feels a bit loose, weird. I slap the back panel back on it, just to stop unwanted shorts, and power it back on. No bootable medium found. Press F1 to reboot. Double feck. Oh well, time to file a ticket with Smell customer support. A few hours later. An email arrives from Smell Tech Support. Oh goody, a bunch of troubleshooting steps I've already done. I start composing the slightly agitated email. Smell, were you able to check if the drive is detected in BIOS or not? Me, yes, not detected in BIOS. Smell, have you tried running the diagnostics to check for error codes, or if the drive is not detected during the test? Me, not detected in diagnostics either. Smell, is there a known good drive that you can try to see if that works with your system, or another system where you can test the original drive to see if it would be detected there? Wait, hang on, I haven't tried that. There's another one waiting for service in the office. I better just try it and see if we can isolate the fault to the SSD or the motherboard. So I crack open the other one, swap over the known good SSD into the faulty machine, pop the back on and power up. No bootable medium found. Press F1 to reboot. Cool, it's the motherboard. Probably explains why the SSD feels kind of loose. Let's just try the SSD from the faulty machine in the good machine. No bootable medium found. Press F1 to reboot. Must have fried the SSD too. Weird that this one also feels kind of loose though. Let's pop the SSDs back into their respective machines. No bootable medium found. Press F1 to reboot. No bootable medium found. Press F1 to reboot. Triple feck. Have I just killed another machine? I take the SSD back out of the good machine, wipe it and reseat it. Wait, That's not in the M.2 slot, that's kind of jammed under the mainboard. No. It can't be. Surely it's not that simple. I crack open the faulty machine and verify my theory. Yup, I'm an idiot. I reseat the M.2 drive into the M.2 slot, instead of jammed higgledy-piggledy under the motherboard, pop the back panels back on both the machines, and take them for a test toast. They both boot without issue. You made it worse. Many years ago, one of my first jobs in this company was to find a technical solution to a situation where technology was used wrong. A customer had a business that had a production control and billing software run locally, and as a part of wanting to exist on the internet, they bought a booking service from an outside vendor. At first things were good, the orders made throughout the portal came in as emails, and they'd have someone enter them into their locally run system. But then more and more people moved on to ordering from the internet, and all of a sudden entering all that data turned into a never-ending chore. The company owner approached us for a solution. We talked to both software vendors, and I create a simple system that fetched a comma-separated text file with info on the new orders and used the production control software's API to push it in there. Magic happened, people ordered, the orders went directly into the system. Everyone was happy, the end. Wait. There's more. The system worked without a single hiccup all these years, until not long ago the customer sold his business, and in comes the new owner and his friend/IT genius. Just talking 5 minutes to this IT guy made me fear for the worst, and boy, did we get it. The IT guy starts drilling into what the customer has. He likes nothing of it. One thing he specially dislikes is the order portal, which he fires, and makes a contract with their, worse IMO, direct competitor. He also asks for the technical details on how the system used to work, and hears it uses CSV files. He makes a tirade about it being an outdated format, and that something more modern needs to be used. Me and my boss both tell him no one ever sees those CSV files, they're processed automatically. No change. So the IT guy goes behind our backs and requests the new portal to send the orders daily as .xlsx files. He also dumps the middleware we made and requests a software that saves the incoming Excel files onto a network share. Since we're talking to a wall, what's requested is made. Now the employees get an Excel sheet with a lot of eye candy, and the IT guy sells this to the new owner as a huge modernization. Then comes the day when it's actually switched to use over the old one, and guess what? All the employees hate it. They have to type in the data manually into the production control software, and a lot of the less tech-savvy employees struggle with finding the files from the network share. The friction this causes in the workforce finally reaches the new owner, who contacts my employer and tells we made their systems worse, fix it.